Hello and welcome everyone for a quick update on Bitcoin. Is this the potential reversal? Is this a potential start towards maybe another bear market, maybe a quick drop towards the 74K area? We will have to see. What I really didn't like was the weekly candle close we got yesterday, because you see here on the weekly time frame, you see the 50 SMA. And you see that since June 23, every time we test the 50 SMA on the weekly, we had a nice bounce. We touched it here, bounced back up here, second time, third time, fourth time. And now we dropped below. We dropped below on November 10th. And since then, we couldn't really break above. And yesterday we had this nasty retest, this nasty bearish retest on the weekly, with a pretty it's basically an SFP, a swing failure pattern on the weekly, and I don't really like this price behavior at all. Do I really think that we go down further and that we will touch the 74K level, which would mark out our next support zone around here? Let's see. First of all, let's go through the time frames. I don't want to make this too long. I just want to show you my ideas on that. And what we see here doesn't look too good. Yes, but this depends on the view. If you actually only trade and if you only take as a confluence for your trading and for your market bias the 50 SMA. There's also other options. You can easily work with other time frames. You can easily work with other support and resistance zones. And as I said before, a totally valid idea would also be to, to drop down into this area, because this is still a major support area. Let's turn this blue for support. This is still a major support area, and it's still absolutely possible that we just go down, flip this into a stronger support zone, and bounce back up. This is still on the table. And I'm not saying that we need to go down necessarily right now, but it doesn't look too strong. So even though we have still the strong support zone below us, and until we break this, I'm still leaning towards the bullish side, but I have to admit that right now I'm rather on the neutral side. To me right now, seeing everything we see is 50-50. And if we go to the daily time frame, there's something that supports my idea right now. I mean, what did we have before? Before we had a very, very nice structure. We had the 93.5K level, which has been acting as resistance for a very long time. We had the 90.5K level, which has been acting as resistance for a while. And we have been ranging in that entire area here. Then we broke that. We touched the 93.5, we pulled back, had a wonderful retest, and then we broke above. Yes, to be honest, I was pretty bullish here. I was pretty bullish in these areas because there was a huge upside potential. We have still a lot of imbalances in these areas, around the 115 to 120K, around the 106K, still a very important level. We still have the psychological important level of 100K above us. So there's still a lot of levels to retest, even if it's going to be a bearish retest. But there's still something to see and still something to grab here, especially the liquidity being around there. But what we also have right now is that we broke back down. We broke back below this 93.5 level. So potentially, what could we see? If we break back below these levels, this usually means we saw a fake out, and when we have fake outs, it's pretty common that Bitcoin revisits the lower parts of that range, which would be around here. We still have liquidity levels here. We still have a huge zone of liquidity around here. So this is all something that we might still grab before a potential pushback up. Do we want to see this? This just depends. If you're just a trader, if you're just trading Bitcoin or the other altcoins and not investing, then you shouldn't really care, because you can long the market, you can short the market. It doesn't really matter which direction we go. But if you're investing in specific altcoins, just this drop will cause another uncertainty in the market and another huge sell-off, of course, across all the altcoins. So from an investing perspective, we want to avoid this. Do I think that this needs to happen right now? It is possible. It's absolutely possible because the zones of liquidity are pretty large here and there's still a huge amount of liquidity and of capital resting here. But what we could also see is a wick back up. So in order for me to maintain my bullish bias, I want to see how we close this candle back above that 93.5K level. Something like that, pulling back up, having a candle close, ideally today, maybe latest tomorrow, and retesting these highs. This is something I could imagine happening right now. If this happens, if we hold above that level, if we can retest that level to the upside, I'm probably back at my bullish bias, but I have to admit right now, this weekly candle close yesterday wasn't good. It really wasn't good for any bullish continuation ideas. Yes, there are still several, yes, but I didn't like that, especially now since we have all the ideas around potential new tariff wars hanging in the air. And since we didn't see clean breaks over the last weeks and months, we need a quick, strong move to the upside, because what we usually know from Bitcoin, the longer we linger around, the longer we swerve specific areas, the higher the probability of having one last final push down, grabbing liquidity before a potential further move up. And what I also don't really like is how we saw yesterday how the USDT and dominance, and the days before, how the USDT dominance went back up. We had this nice breakdown of this rising channel, and we see here the last year and a half, whenever we broke down, we had a very, very nice rotation into altcoins, a nice capital rotation into the market, here, here, and here. Now we broke down, but what I don't really like is how we couldn't break structure here and broke back above. Again, this doesn't mean anything. If we're being rejected right here, this is just another bearish retest, and we have still a high probability of breaking this now and continuing to the downside. But still, this push up, first of all, avoided a clean structural break. Same with the total chart, the total market cap. We see how we wanted to push back up above the very important 3.22 trillion level, and we just broke this, held above one day, and then we broke back down. So again, this might be a big fake out here. We still don't know. And we have to wait for the next few days and what they're going to tell us. But right now, while I was leaning pretty heavily to the bullish side the last days and weeks, to be honest, right now I don't see that kind of strength in the market that we usually get when we see these important breakouts, especially when we want to break above key resistance level. And this is a key resistance level. And we broke it and we didn't see any strength. We didn't have a clean retest. No, we broke back below. Let's just see if we can get the daily close back above that. I'm still cautiously optimistic, but I have to admit that right now, coming from a very bullish perspective and a very bullish market bias, right now I'm rather on the neutral side, and I have to observe what's going to happen today and tomorrow, and I will inform you guys and I will keep you updated. But right now we cannot really be too excited about this move. I hope you liked the information so far, and just tune in for my next videos.